If you're running any kind of service business, you know it is a completely different world than just selling a product, right? It's not just about what you deliver, but how you deliver it. So how do you nail that every single time? Well, today, we are breaking down a really simple but incredibly powerful framework that can be your blueprint for success. It's called the Service Marketing Triangle.
So, first things first, let's tackle this big question. Why is it so different? Well, because unlike a product you can, pick up and look at, a service is intangible. It's an experience. Your customers aren't just judging the final result, they're judging the entire process, every little interaction from start to finish.
Okay, so to map out this whole experience, we first need to get to know the three foundational points of our blueprint. Just think of them as the main characters in the story of your service.
At the very top of our triangle, you've got the company. This is the brain of the whole operation. It's the brand, it's the leadership, it's the entity that's setting the vision and making those big strategic promises about what your business is all about.
Next up, at another corner, we have, of course, the most important people in the room, your customers. These are the folks who buy your service, they live the experience, and ultimately, they become the judge, the jury, and either your loudest advocates or your sharpest critics. And rounding out our triangle, at the third corner, we have the employees. These are your people on the front lines, the ones delivering the service day in and day out. And hey, listen, if you're a solopreneur or you're running a small shop, this corner, it's probably you. All right, now that we have our three players on the board, this is where the real magic happens, when we start connecting them. See, each connection, each side of this triangle represents a totally distinct type of marketing, a very specific kind of promise that you're making.
So first up, we've got external marketing. As you can see, this forms the base of the triangle, connecting the company directly to its customers. This is the kind of marketing we all think of, right? It's the one that gets all the attention.
And here's the bottom line. This is all about setting expectations. External marketing is where you essentially look your potential customers in the eye and you make a bold promise about the incredible value and experience you're going to give them. And how do we make these promises? Well, it's through everything the public sees. It's your ads, your social media posts, the copy on your website. Even a simple brand message like premium experience or fast service is a huge promise that creates a very specific expectation in your customer's mind. Okay, so you've made this big, shiny promise to your customers. Now what? You can't just stop there. We have to look at the second side of our triangle, internal marketing. This is the crucial and, honestly, the most often forgotten connection, the one between the company and its own employees. This is where the rubber really meets the road inside your business. It is not enough to just make a promise to the outside world. You have to actively enable your own team to keep it. This is all about giving your people everything they need to knock it out of the park. And just look at how practical this stuff is. This isn't just some high-level theory. We are talking about real, tangible things, solid employee training, efficient systems and processes that don't drive everyone crazy, having the right tools for the job, and of course, building a company culture that actually lives the promises you're making. And that brings us to the third and final side of our triangle, which is, you could argue, the most critical one of all. This is interactive marketing, that direct human-to-human connection between your employees and your customers. And this right here is what it is all about. This is the moment of truth. Every single interaction, every conversation, every email, this is the point where your customer decides if that big promise you made was for real. This is where the experience actually happens. See, a service promise isn't delivered in a cardboard box. It's delivered through human interaction. It's delivered through the quality of your conversations, how responsive your team is, their creativity in solving problems, and their overall attitude and behavior. This is where your brand really comes to life. So, let's put this all together. You've got three players and three core promises. You're making the promise, you're enabling the promise, and you're delivering the promise. But here's the secret. The real power of this blueprint isn't just having three strong sides. It's making sure they are all perfectly aligned. And this just shows you the night and day difference. I mean, look at the left side, a misaligned triangle. That's where you get broken promises, frustrated customers, and a team that's totally burned out. But when all three sides are in perfect sync, that's when you build unshakable trust. That's how you create fierce customer loyalty and deliver those amazing, consistent experiences that fuel real, sustainable growth. If you only take one single thing away from this explainer, please let it be this.
What you promise to the world, you absolutely must support inside your company so that it can be delivered personally, face-to-face in that moment of truth. That's the fundamental law of great service.
So I'm going to leave you with a challenge for your own business. Take a really hard, honest look at your marketing, your internal operations, and your customer interactions. Are they all truly aligned? Are your promises, your systems, and your team's delivery all telling the same story? Because if they're not, that's the very first thing you need to fix.